We had the pleasure of speaking about the spirit of money with Mr. Ash Cash, my homie, big brother, and finance expert. Quite often, we don't acknowledge the power of spirituality when it comes to our money and overall quality of life. Tune in as we tap into the spirit of money, learn the power of I am, and find out how to receive the abundant life that's already ours. This is LifeClub. I'm Tashima Jones. Welcome to LifeClub. I genuinely believe personal development unlocks the door to the abundant and wonderful life we all already have. I also believe we must be intentional about seeking out that life in order to find and fulfill it. I am so grateful your journey of discovery has led you all the way here. Let's keep moving forward together. Once again, welcome to Life Club with me, Tashima Jones. I am super excited about this topic and even more excited about our special guest. We are speaking about the spirit of money. In my personal life, I've had this conflicting relationship when it comes to money. The story of the haves and the have-nots, and then keeping up with the Joneses. Those types of, ideologies really impact us. And even from a biblical context, money is one of the most talked about subjects. Joining us is the big homie, my brother, Mr. Ash Cash. Ash Exantis is a speaker, best-selling author, personal finance expert, business consultant, and spiritual advisor to entrepreneurs, celebrities, athletes, and executives. Ash has established himself as a thought leader and trusted voice with corporate America, colleges, churches, and community-based organizations. Ash is best known for helping people maximize their full potentials by giving them the inspiration, tools, and resources needed to live their best lives. He is the founder and chief financial educator at Mind Right Money Management, a financial education and media company that blends psychology and personal finance with music, pop culture, and relevant news to help manage their money better in order to live the life that they truly, truly want. Without further ado, Life Club welcomes Mr. Ash Cash.
I'm so honored to be here. This is such a monumentous moment,
It really is. First and foremost,
yes.
Sunday at 1. I mean,
yes.
Need I say more?
Where it all started.
Where it all started.
Where the dream started.
Definitely. So once again, we are speaking about the spirit of money, and I can't think of anybody that I could really speak to about this topic except for you. So I'm so grateful to really have you on. As always, you gotta go through the same 7 like everybody else, bro. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Alrighty. Up first, what's your favorite color?
Oh man, that's an easy one. It's green. Forest green to be exact.
Same here. How do you stay healthy?
Both mentally and physically is just staying active. So I love to play basketball, and that keeps my mind off of things. And so that's, one way I stay healthy besides, meditating and saying affirmations.
Awesome. What song best describes your life?
Man, so the song that describes my life comes from the Book of Hova. It is called You Don't Know. And the song is just really just talking about, put me anywhere God's green earth, I'll triple my worth. It talks about where he started and where he, constantly got to. And so that's the story of my life, starting from single parent home and kind of grinding it out and getting to that place where I don't care where you put me anywhere on God's green earth, I will triple my worth.
Yes, you giving a little bit of you giving me some answers already. So just don't give too much away right now.
Yes.
When do you feel most yourself?
Oh, when do I feel
where do you feel most like yourself?
Just doing what I love. I think in front of a crowd of people who were counted out. because my story is that of an underdog. And so I feel like myself when I can like connect with somebody who was counted out and be able to kind of pour into their lives. That's when I feel like I'm in my element.
If you could go anywhere in space and time, where would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would go, and I would go back to the '60s, honestly.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, civil rights era. I would go back to the civil rights era, and honestly, it would be to change the narrative. I think that a lot of our leaders had the right things in mind, but they didn't realize until later what they should have been fighting for, which is economic freedom. And so I think I would go back there and just change the narrative a little bit.
That's really good. That's really good. What advice would you give to your younger self?
Younger self, I would tell to take life more serious. So during my younger days, I did a lot of playing around and not focusing on serving. I was more focused on myself, having fun, things of that nature. So younger self, I would tell to focus a little more on, serving people.
Good stuff. And last but not least, in your own words, what is the definition of life?
The definition of life is to maximize your full potential and leave the world better than how you found it.
Oh, my goodness. That was good. All right. So diving into our subject, the spirit of money. You are the money guy himself. And just from, working with you, following you, and just really being a product of your school of thought, there's totally a spiritual connection, a spirituality of money. How important is it to be conscious of that spirituality when it comes to your money?
Man, it's the most important part of your money, because the misconception that a lot of people have is that whether you don't have money, whether you have a lot of money, that's what creates financial freedom. But that's a big misconception, because there are many people, and I know this firsthand through actual experience, that there are many people that have millions of dollars but are not financially free. They're not happy. They're not enjoying life. They're not enjoying their money. And so true financial freedom is about, not only making the money, but being able to live a life that you want to live with no compromise. And in order for you to do that, you have to be in tune with the spiritual part of money and put money in its place. And if you do that, then you will start to reap the true benefits of having money, but financial freedom first and foremost, because money is a tool. And so whether you have $30,000 or $1 million, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, it's really that spiritual connection with money that allows you to live your best life.
So you mentioned something, putting money in its place.
Yeah.
Where is money in most people's eyes? And what is that process like of actually putting it in its place, specifically where you spoke about it being a tool?
Yeah. I think that we give money too much power, and because a lot of people live in the lack mentality, and so they believe that money is scarce and money, they got to hold money tight and it's difficult to get, and all these false messages that society puts out there makes people feel like, if I get money, I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to do my best to get it. I'm going to do anything it takes to get it. I'm going to sell my soul, whatever the narrative is. And what we need to realize is that instead of not understanding that money is in our favor, like money works for us. We don't work for money. And so I think that having that understanding that money is abundant, it comes easily, it is yours, it is based on your thought process and the work that you do to get it. But it's a tool. It's a tool to get what you want, not a tool to be cherished, right? Because at the end of the day, money has no value. It's what you can buy with the money that has value. So it's not the dollar bill, it's the trip that you can take with the dollar bill. It's the bills that you can pay. It's the vacation you could take. It's the lives you can help. So it's not money. So we give money this power as if it's the thing but it's the thing that leads to the other things, the things that we actually want. And so if we put it in place and say, I don't care about the Uber driver, right? I just want the Uber driver to be competent enough and friendly enough so I can enjoy the ride. But it's really the Uber driver is going to take me from place A to place B. I'm going to get in the car. I'm going to order the car, and the car's going to come when I tell it to come. I'm going to get in the car, and it's going to take me to my destination. And so that time between where it picked me up in the destination, I want that to be pleasant. But at the end of the day, I'm more focused on getting to where I want to get to. And that's the place that money needs to be in, where money is a vehicle. It's going to take us to where we want to go. But it isn't the main event. It isn't what we should be cherishing. We should be cherishing where we're trying to go and where we are right now.
You have changed Uber rides all across America. Like, you have officially made this whole concept like so different. You spoke about culture and you speak about just this exterior world. How has society planted the idea of money within us? And what impact does that have on our lives? For example, you spoke about how money is the tool and money works for us. But in our culture, it's as if we work for money. How important is just the cultural influence on how we see money personally?
What happens is, for the lack of better words, the blind leading the blind. You have, rich people, you have wealthy people, and then you have people who are not born with money, and those folks who are not born with money start to take advice from people who don't have money. And then when you think about the psychology of consumerism, right, living in a capitalist state, the mindset, the psychology of consumerism needs to make you fearful, and so fear sells. And so they're going to make you feel fearful. They're going to force you to spend your money. And so now you become a society of consumers, not producing, not investing, not giving money. You are only consuming, and consuming is going to create that cycle of poverty. And I think that's what society has done through messaging, whether it's television, radio, now social media, and also looking at the lives of people that look like they came from where we came from, whether it's poverty, low income, whatever it is. And now it looks like they are prosperous. And so, people who come from nothing look at the cars, the clothes, the material possessions, and think that's what they should be attaining for. And they continue to have these negative messages of, you got to work hard for money. You got to, work hard for things. You got to do certain things to get to this space. And it just keeps recycling. And what needs to happen is this disconnect where this language that people are using, this narrative, this story that people are being told needs to be disrupted. And people need to start telling the truth. Like the wealthy people who have come from nothing materially need to now start talking a little more about how they got to a place of real financial freedom, a place of real peace. And I think as those stories start to be told, which they have been, folks like Oprah, Will Smith, Jay-Z, they're having these conversations about wealth, about ownership, about making money work for you instead of you working for money. I think then we'll start to break that language, that narrative, and start to put money in its place.
Absolutely, absolutely. And your story itself is truly amazing, partially on a personal level, because we come from the same neighborhood. You know what I mean? So just watching...
I'm sorry.
Just watching your story unfold, and I think you need to have as many experiences with someone who has transitioned from one economic status to another. And it's a beautiful thing if that is a personal experience, a personal story, somebody's book that is real. You know what I mean? Because I think it's one thing, although all of those people you mentioned inspire me, but to know that it's somebody who lived right across the street from me, that's even a greater example. It's similar to like the law of exposure, like you kind of attract and you start to believe in and then act on what it is that you're exposed to. So for me, being exposed to your story, not only does it fill me with hope, but it also helps to be able to glean from you and to learn from you and to know the practical steps that it takes to really get from point A to point Z, if you will. For you, what is it like looking back and now looking at where you are? Like when you sit and you think about the experiences that you've had and the many things that you are going to accomplish, what is that? Like, is there a specific storyline? Is there something? What's that experience like for you in general? Just looking back at where you've been and where you are.
For me, it's a space of gratitude every day. I constantly, when I meet people, I have a big personality, always smiling, always outgoing. And people always say, man, are you always this happy? And it's yeah, because like you mentioned, where I come from, where I come from, the narrative was that I would be dead or in jail by 25. Where I come from, a lot of people have not been given the opportunity to witness or experience a lot of what I've been able to witness and experience in my lifetime. And so it's a place of gratitude. I wake up every morning just grateful for where I am, currently, the fact that I woke up, but also the fact that I've had some amazing experiences, some amazing successes, have been able to touch so many lives. It's just a place of gratitude. It's honestly that. Sometimes it's disbelief, but not disbelief in a way like I don't deserve it, because I do understand and recognize that abundance is my birthright. But there is a disbelief where I look and say, wow, like this is your life. Like you live this life. And being able to have that contrast to remember, growing up, 2406 8th Avenue, apartment 1A, right behind the dumpster, and really having roaches and rats in my house. And, just knowing that, having experienced that, and now, living a better life. It's just a place of gratitude. It's just a place of being grateful. And I think that for anybody, before you can begin to appreciate the abundance that's already yours, you have to appreciate where you are at the current moment. And it wasn't until I started to not focus so much on the future and what I can attain, but really just look at the basics and say, you know what, I woke up this morning. You know what, I'm grateful to be here, to have breath in my body, to have ability. And having that gratitude, I believe, is what helped propel me to levels after levels and blessings after blessings, because I'm saying, listen, I'm appreciative of what I have right now, and that appreciation is what opens the door for what's already yours.
And the idea of appreciate, to grow in value, and when we're able to do that with our circumstances in that current moment, it only elevates us to the next level, as you said. So I really wanted to dig in to some principles, if you will, or some action steps that people can take, I think, on two levels. The first level would definitely be the mind-spirit level. How do we prepare our minds and our spirits to actually accept wealth and abundance? What are some things that you actually implement and recommend?
Yeah, I think you said it right there, right? To accept your abundance. I think the first thing is to accept it. The first thing is to realize that you deserve it. Is to, understand that abundance is your birthright. And if you grew up in a space where that wasn't what was taught to you, it's going to take some rewiring of the brain in order to get you to that space. And so for me, what worked specifically was affirmations. I needed to affirm my life. And so the way I did that was writing down all of the things that I wanted to accomplish, and then putting the two words "I am" in front of it, and recited those affirmations to myself every single day, and getting to that place where I realized that I am a millionaire. Just telling yourself over and over the things that you want to see out of your life, and doing that on a consistent basis is what's going to first start that process of rewiring the brain. And so I think that the beginning step of it is really getting to that place of just letting yourself know, just affirming your life, and being intentional about your life, being intentional about what you want, being intentional about where you want to go. Know that you are worthy to receive, that there's nothing that you need to do in order to receive, that you just simply need to be, and you receive just because you are you, right? And understand that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and know that when you're distracted by others or what others are doing or feel anxious, you have to ask yourself, who should you be, and just be. And when you start doing that and affirming your life and affirming who you are, then you will understand that the things that are abundant will naturally start to come to you because it is your birthright to be.
You know what? And it's so strange because you know I'm a crybaby, and like I feel like crying from what you said. The one of the most powerful things you just mentioned was affirming your life. Like affirming your life. I don't think we recognize the power in words, and I don't think we recognize our power in the life that we were given. And oftentimes we leave that up to society or culture or family members or friends or people around us, and even the material things to affirm us. But what you're saying is to affirm your life. What do you want your life to be? What do you believe your life already is? And be that. That is amazing. Amazing. So what will be the next step? After you actually believe that you are destined for wealth and destined for greatness, what are some other things that are pretty much a necessity to really manifest what you believe?
Yeah, after you lock down that belief system and you are continuously telling yourself that you deserve and worthy of abundance, you now need to set the plan, because just thinking about it, just affirming it is not all. That's not what's going to allow it to manifest in your life. You need to now be specific, right? You need to be intentional. You now need to ask the universe, or tell the universe, really, because it's already yours. So you don't have to ask for something that's already yours. So now you have to tell the universe what is it that you want. And so, that's why it's important that you have a roadmap and like, all right, this is what I want my life to be, right? These are the things that I would like to manifest in my life, and create a plan for it. Write it down. And again, the power of words, the power of I am is very important. And so, if your goal is if you're an author and your goal is to be a New York Times bestselling author, then you need to say, I am a New York Times bestselling author. I am a radio personality on a nationally syndicated show. I am a television personality with a highly popular show on a major network. I am a multi-millionaire who makes over $1 million in my different businesses. Like, you need to affirm what that is, and then now begin, as you're reading those affirmations, begin to take action steps towards making that a reality. So if you want to be a New York Times bestselling author, have you written a book? If you want to be a nationally syndicated television or radio host, are you practicing your craft of being on radio? The things that you are saying that you are, what are you doing every single day that's working towards that? And that's important, because at the end of the day, the universe is abundant. And so you don't want to tell the universe how you want to do it. All you have to say is what you want, right? So you tell the universe, this is what I want, and now start taking the actions every single day towards it, and the universe is going to start opening doors for you, and you're going to be astonished around the opportunities that pop up, the opportunities that just fall into your lap, because you demonstrated to the universe that, yes, I deserve this. Yes, I'm going to write it down. Yes, I know it's mine. And yes, I'm going to take subsequent actions to begin the process. But yes, I understand that it's good, that the universe is infinite and it's going to come in multiple ways. So I'm not only stuck on the one way that's going to happen. I'm open and I'm intuitive to take the spirit guides wherever the guides tell me to go. I'm going to go because I'm taking the action, and I've already put the request out there to the universe.
I am so grateful that you said that, because we do get stuck on one way of doing things, and oftentimes it's the hardest way. It's the way that we think it's the hardest, and then when things come with ease and just seamlessly, we tend to second guess it and we tend to doubt it. So I'm so happy that you mentioned that. And just in between, all in this process, how important is it to both have patience and also be ready to act?
Yeah, I think it's so important. I think so. So I'm gonna tackle the action first, right? It's important to act first, because the action is what's going to demonstrate that you actually believe that what is yours you deserve, right? Because if you're just sitting there waiting for some miracle to happen, then you're not really in that belief mode. Because if you were in that belief mode, you would get prepared, right? If you, if you knew that you ordered an Uber, let's just use Uber again. If you know that you ordered an Uber and the app says that the Uber is coming in 10 minutes, you're not going to just wait until the Uber is here to start getting ready, right? Like you wouldn't, jump in the shower. You wouldn't, put your clothes on, put your makeup on if that's what you do, or fix your hair, whatever it is. You wouldn't do that once the Uber is there, right? You called the Uber. And so you know the Uber is coming because you called it. And so before the Uber gets there, you need to start getting ready so that as soon as the Uber gets there, you walk out your door, you hop in the Uber. And so just like that, the Uber signifies your dreams and aspirations. And that app that you're calling the Uber with is the universe. And so you told the universe what you wanted. It heard you, right? It heard what you said. It knows what you want. And you called it, so you better get ready. You better get ready, because once that Uber gets there, the Uber's not going to stay there forever. It's going to, once that Uber gets there, if you're not ready, it's going to go. It might cancel your trip and go pick up somebody else who's ready. So you got to get ready first. But then that patience, where that patience comes in at, is the patience is knowing that if you call the Uber and the Uber says 10 minutes, then the Uber's going to get there in 10 minutes. Even if there's traffic and the Uber doesn't come in 10 minutes, you don't say, you know what? Forget it, I'm not going where I wanted to go. No, you know that the Uber is coming, and so have that same patience, have that same passion, have that same confidence in Uber or in the universe as you do in your Uber ride. And so now, knowing that you called it, knowing that it's coming, if it doesn't come at the time that you thought it was going to come, that's okay, right? Because at the end of the day, you're washed up. You're ready. You got your clothes on. You got your best. You're ready to get on that ride when it comes. And so now just continue to be patient. Continue to have faith. Know that the universe, has promised you what it's promised you, and be willing to, wait for it, right? But not just saying, all right, you know what, I'm going to wait blindly. There are other things that you may be able to do while you wait, right? Hustle while you wait. But at the same time, just have the confidence that it is yours. But how and when it's going to happen is not really up to you. It's just making sure that you're putting in the action steps necessary to manifest your dreams and turn them into reality.
Wow. Wow. Okay. There's so much I want to say, but I think it's just going to have to be like a behind the scenes situation when it comes to that, because that was just so perfect. I don't even want to add to it. Moving forward, should we focus on monetizing our dreams, or should we continue to flow in our gifts and discover where the financial abundance and the financial wealth is? For example, oftentimes we have passions, and a lot of times people are like, yo, you should make money from this. Now, while I do believe that you should be compensated, being a spiritual entrepreneur, I think we come up against this roadblock where it's like, well, should I charge for this? When or how do we go about monetizing our gifts?
So I love that you said monetizing your gifts and not monetizing your passion, right? Because I was having a conversation with a friend recently, and what I realized is that there's a big difference, though, between your gift and your passion, right? Your gift is what is uniquely yours, right? Something that's given to you, is something that you are good at. Your passion is something that you want to do, something that you have that burning desire to do, that you would actually do for free. Like, you don't have to get paid to do your passion. And so I think that it's important that we identify our gift and start to serve people with our gift, and that's how we monetize it. What problem are you solving with your gift? How can you make somebody else's life better with your gift? And as you begin to realize that and monetize your gift, that's what's going to make way for your passion, if that makes sense. Because, and I'll give you an example. My one of the things I used to get in trouble for was my ability to, or I used to get in trouble for talking. I was very talkative, always disrupting in class. And so fast forward, I realized that wasn't the curse. That was the gift of being able to talk, the gift of being able to articulate myself, the gift of being able to take a complex situation and break it down where people could understand. And so the fact that I became a banker and the gift and using my gift to take complex financial situations and making it apply to the everyday person and helping them manage their money better, I use my gift for that. The fact that I became an author was the gift of being able, again, to take complex situations, whether it's spirituality, whether it's financial abundance, whether it's inspiration and motivation, and breaking it down in words where people could understand. The fact that I'm a public speaker, the fact that I help people manage their money, everything that I monetize, everything that I make money off of is based on that gift. I am passionate about the underdog. I am passionate about helping people who have been counted out, who have been told that they can't do what's in them to do. And so my passion, my gift makes way for the passion, where I'm able to volunteer and go to inner city schools. I'm able to go to prisons. I'm able to help people when they, slide in my DMs, right? And not feel like, man, I'm taking something away by helping these people, because sometimes you may not be able to monetize your passion. Sometimes your passion might be, feeding third world country people, people from the third world. So how can you monetize that? So there's a distinction between your gift and your passion. What you're passionate about, there are people who can monetize that, but I don't think that should be the aim. The aim should be to use your gift. What is that thing that you have? What is that thing that you can do? What have you been gifted with? What has your higher power given you that you can help other people with, and then make money from that gift, and then that gift will make way for your passion.
Mic drop.
Can I clap?
Oh my goodness. We need an entire, a whole nother hour with you. My last question before we get into what you're doing in your projects is, in just the most simplest ways, what is the connection between how we think and our quality of life?
It's the equal sign. It's the equal sign. How you think equals the quality of your life. Simple. That's it. There's no other explanation. Just instead of, it's not greater than, it's not less than, there's no addition, there's no subtraction. It's the equal sign. How you think determines the quality of your life.
That's a T-shirt right there. That's a Mind Right, Money Right T-shirt right there. Thank you. I can't thank you enough for being our guest. Please let us know what you're working on. What are some of your projects that you'd like to share?
No, absolutely. First and foremost, just thank you so much for having me. I appreciate this. Everything's come full circle. And so this is it's such an honor just to be a guest on your show, on LifeClub. That is such an honor for me. So thank you so much for having me. If anybody want to touch base with me, you can just go to my website, iamashcash.com. Follow me on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I am Ash Cash, and slide in those DMs if you have any questions. I answer everyone. Just be patient, but definitely hit me up either iamashcash.com or via social media using the handle I am Ash Cash.
Awesome. And do you have any projects, or is this kind of low key right now? Because I know you always creating.
Oh yeah. So right now, so one of the things that my higher power put in my heart was to really help people. So I've written 7 books. 3 of them have become bestsellers. This year, actually, December 5th, 2019, will be my 10-year anniversary of releasing my first book. And so I decided to now start helping people, because a lot of people have stories, a lot of people have experiences that can help other people. And so I've created a course where, I'm teaching people how to write and publish their book in 90 days or less, and teaching the secrets of how to make money from it. Because, books are actually one source of my income that's passive, right? I write the book. I have 7 books, but each month I'm able to live off of book sales. And so I'm teaching that method. And so if anybody wants to learn more about it, they can go to mindrights101.com, and it gives you all the information that you need in order to get part of this program where I'm teaching people how to write and publish books in 90 days or less. So it's Mind Rights, so MINDRIGHT, Rights, WRITE, Rights, RIGHT 101.com, and you'll find all the information there.
Awesome. Thank you so much once again for being on Life Club with me, Tashima Jones, and my homegirl Sunny on the boards. Where can everybody find you, Sunny?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Sunny Delight.
All right. It's like I'm waiting for some more.
I know.
Sunny Delight.
You got to meet me.
But keep
it
simple. Keep it simple. Right. And you can find me on TashimaJones.com. All of my social media and contact information can be found there. Until next time, remember your greatness. Talk soon. I am Tashima Jones, and you've been listening to Life Club. Thank you for tuning in.